Hello, my name is Shelley. Today I'm going to teach you how to do your outside frame on your Quilt Magic No-Sew quilted wall hanging kit. I'm going to show you how to make the corners nice and neat. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to center my board on the frame fabric so that I have enough to tuck in on all four sides. Next, I'm going to take a sharp, serrated, and thin steak knife to cut my corners. You can see that there's a line already cut here by a laser in the top of the frame. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my steak knife and I'm going to stand it up right at the edge of that corner. I'm going to push it in until it goes all the way through the board. I'm going to continue with an up and down motion, all the while bringing the knife closer to the edge of the corner. And yes, you can sometimes hear a squeak, like fingernails on a chalkboard. Not much we can do about that on foam. Once I've done that, I'm now going to place the knife into that cut. As you can see, it's disappeared right in the corner there. And with a slow and patient sawing motion, I'm going to saw all the way through the board so that I have a nice, clean cut edge on the outside of the corner here. That's what matters the most right here. On occasion, you will see a tiny piece of foam come out of the board. That's okay. In the end, it's not going to show. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck my fabric in the first line so that I know I have enough. I've centered my board correctly to tuck all the way around. I'm not going to bother you by showing you all four sides of my board today so that we can show you the most important part, which are the corners. Once I've done that, I'm going to draw my corner up big and tall. You can see that I haven't done anything with the corner. It actually resembles a puppy's ear. I'm going to cut it about 1/2 inch. I'm going to leave about 1/2 inch from the board up to cut. If you're not sure of the 1/2 inch, cut it a little bit taller. If you cut it too short, you're not going to have enough fabric. If you cut it too tall, you can always trim it. Next, I'm going to open up that piece of fabric and I'm going to stick my finger right inside while I pull it up and inwards towards the design of the board. I'm going to use my tuck tool at the edge of the board, and if it doesn't sink right in smoothly, you're not in the cut that you made. You want to make sure you're in there nice and neat. These are the edges, the two sides, here and here, are the first thing that I'm going to make sure tuck in smoothly. Once I see that they do, I go back to the top of my board, I fold over the fabric, and I begin to tuck it in the top. If you have too much fabric at this point to tuck in, you can trim it, but again, be very careful how closely you trim it. You don't want to run out of fabric with your board. It takes a little bit of patience, and you are going to press in a little more firmly as you tuck this corner. To make sure it comes out nice and neatly. You can play with it a little bit, fiddle until you're happy. If you have fraying fabric that frays a lot, you might also want to check into fray check. I find that sometimes that's helpful. Once I'm satisfied that the edges of the sides and the top are smoothly, I move on to the next corner. It's as simple as that.